You know that house you own? Probably the biggest investment you will ever make? Well, its value is being gambled with right now, not by anything in your neighborhood, but by military decisions being made thousands of miles away. As of late February 2026, a conflict between the US, Israel, and Iran has kicked off, and the potential economic disaster is aimed right at America's shores. This is not just some distant headline you can ignore. This is a direct threat to your home equity. While the world is focused on the military action, a financial storm is brewing that could trigger a 2026 housing downturn, and most homeowners have no idea it is coming. Forget everything you thought you knew about the spring housing market. Just last week, US-Israeli military strikes on Iran began. This has set off a chain reaction that could send shockwaves through the entire US economy, from the gas pump to the bond market. And the final domino to fall? That could be the value of your home. If you appreciate us breaking this down for you, take a second to hit that like button. It really helps get this crucial information out there. We are going to break down exactly how this war is connected to your mortgage and your net worth, and what you need to do right now to protect your family's biggest asset. Let us get into it. It all started on February 28, 2026, with coordinated military strikes against Iran. The immediate result was chaos in the Persian Gulf. In response, Iran has threatened to do something it knows would cripple the global economy: close the Strait of Hormuz, the world's oil superhighway. Let that sink in. Roughly 20% of the entire world's daily oil supply passes through that one narrow strait. It is a choke point so vital that shutting it down is like clamping a primary artery of the global economy. While the US and its allies are working to keep the strait open, the threat alone is enough to spook the market. This is not just a regional squabble, it is a potential global economic siege. When a route this crucial is at risk, the ripple effects travel fast, and markets are already bracing for impact. That is the spark. Now let us talk about the fire. Market reactions to war are driven by one thing: fear. And the fear of a long-term oil supply disruption is already making waves. Iranian leaders have openly warned that this conflict will send oil prices soaring. Analysts are cautioning that if Iran's threats to the strait escalate, oil could blast past $100 a barrel. This is not just a number on a screen. That kind of oil shock would mean immediate pain at the pump for every American. But it goes so much deeper. Higher oil costs make it more expensive to transport every single thing you buy, from your groceries to a new TV. It means higher costs for farmers and higher prices at the supermarket. It means your summer vacation flights get more expensive as jet fuel prices spike. All of this feeds into the one thing the economy fears most right now: inflation. The US was already fighting to get inflation under control. An energy shock like this threatens to undo all of that progress. This is where the threat gets personal for homeowners. For months, the entire housing market has been hanging on one thing: the hope that the Federal Reserve would start cutting interest rates in 2026. Lower rates mean cheaper mortgages, which gets more buyers in the game and keeps home prices strong. But a new wave of inflation could ruin everything. The Fed's #1 job is to control inflation, and its main weapon is interest rates. A sudden war-driven spike in energy prices puts the Fed in a terrible spot. They want to cut rates, but a new inflationary threat might force them to keep rates high, or even raise them, to keep prices from spiraling out of control. We are already seeing jitters in the bond market, which sets the direction for mortgage rates. Normally, a war sends investors rushing to the safety of US bonds, which would actually help lower rates. But this time could be different. The fear of inflation could easily overpower that flight to safety. If investors start demanding higher returns to protect themselves from inflation, the 10-year Treasury yield will climb. So how does all this global chaos land on your doorstep? The housing market is extremely sensitive to mortgage rates. We were heading into the spring season with some real optimism. After a slow period of price growth through late 2025, the promise of falling rates was set to bring buyers back in droves. Now, that whole picture is in jeopardy. Real estate economists are already warning that the spring market could be delayed as buyers get nervous and hit the brakes. Higher mortgage rates mean fewer people can afford to buy. Fewer buyers mean less competition. and less competition means sellers lose their power to name their price. The forecast for modest home price growth this year is quickly being replaced by predictions of a flat or even declining market. This is how your equity gets wiped out. Your equity is not just a number on a statement. It is the real wealth you have worked to build. When home prices stall or drop, your wealth-building engine grinds to a halt, or worse, starts going in reverse. This is a critical moment. If you want to stay ahead of these tidal shifts and get real strategies to protect your wealth, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. The information we share is what will separate the people who are prepared from those who get caught completely by surprise. Now, here is exactly what to do next. You cannot control what happens in the Persian Gulf, but you can absolutely control how you prepare for the financial fallout. Just hoping for the best is not a plan. Here are 3 things you can do to build a firewall around your home equity. First, rethink your refinance strategy. Refinancing has been off the table for most people lately, but chaos creates opportunity. While the big picture trend for rates might be pointing up, that flight to safety I mentioned can cause short, sudden dips in rates. If you see one of those windows open, it might be your last best chance to lock in a lower rate. Talk to a mortgage pro and set up rate alerts. A simple rate and term refi can lower your monthly payment, while a cash-out refi could give you cash to kill high-interest credit card debt before the economy slows down. It is about being nimble. Second, get aggressive with your principal. This is the most powerful move you can make, period. Every extra dollar you throw at your mortgage principal is a dollar of instant equity you just built. How do you do it? If you are getting a tax refund, make a lump sum payment. The average refund is over $3,000. That is a huge equity boost. Another great move is switching to bi-weekly payments. You will make one extra payment a year without even feeling it, and you can shave years off your loan. The goal is to get your loan-to-value ratio below 80% as fast as you can, so you can ditch your private mortgage insurance and free up even more cash. Third, diversify how you access your equity.